The Rick Sports Grill in Eveleth offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rick Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 10-foot projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick also offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. That's the Rick Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Evelyn. Check them out today. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cotton-wound screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Miners Memorial Building Complex, the Bree Cupoletti Arena here in Virginia for the 2021 Minnesota Hockey Peewee North Region Tournament. We have the fourth and final quarterfinal game of the day coming up between Crookston and Moorhead. Earlier today, East Grand Forks got the 8-2 victory over Eveleth Gilbert, and Alexandria getting the 6-4 victory over Greenway in our second quarterfinal game of the day. East Grand Forks and Alexandria will play tomorrow afternoon right here at 12 o'clock, and we will have live coverage of that game. And then we've got Hibbing Chisholm getting the first win in our evening, or in our lower bracket here. Got the 12-4 win over World, and they will play the winner of this game tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here, and also that game is live streamed as well. We are streaming all of the games for the rest of the tournament from the Miners Memorial Building. Joining me for this game is Captain Michael Galley. How's it going tonight, Michael?
Oh, I'm good. How are you, Randy?
Oh, doing pretty well. Excited for a fun weekend of hockey.
I'm as well.
Fortunately, due to a work schedule, I wasn't able to make it here for the first two quarterfinal games of the tournament. But we are here for this one tonight, and we just got done doing the Hibbing Chisholm World game as well. So tomorrow is going to be a busy day here tomorrow. Got the region tournament, and then in between that, we've got a big Section 7 quarterfinal game between Eveleth Gilbert and Virginia Mountain Iron Buell. Just about ready to get underway here with our fourth quarterfinal game of the day. And Moorhead's going to control this, and tipped out by Oliver Carlson. And Moorhead bringing it back in with Bangy. Bangy moving back here on the point to Paulson. Paulson shot on. Big save early in the game by Brady Chandler of Crookston. Back the other way comes Crookston. They'll dump it back in. Now it's picked up by Dalton Chandler. And now it's Carlson. Carlson sending it through center and up back in. And now by Connor Maruska. So whistle stoppage of play here with 14:29 to go in the first period. Whistle and a stoppage. We'll do it over again here. Crookston tipping it and picked up by Crookston. Sending it out was Hammeray. I think it's Hammeray. Couple pronunciations. I'll try to do the best I can, certainly in this game. And
well, nobody's perfect.
If I brutalize any of them, please, if you're watching the game, please message in. We'll try to get those corrected. Moving it across over on the other side was Hansen. Moving it back in here for Crookston. Back behind the net is Reese. Now Reese with it. Trying to go back to the point, and Moorhead trying to move it out with Carey. Carey dumps it out here as Crookston will tip it back out with Hammeray. And loose, and we get a whistle stoppage of play offside. Just underway here in the first period of play. No score between Moorhead and Crookston. Moorhead controls at center ice, and now it's moved back in, and now it's picked up by Hotari, sending it out here for Cami. I'm sure that's not correct. Moved back in with Stefan with a chance out front. Nice chance. Shot and a goal from John Owen. And Owen puts up Moorhead early in this game with 13:21 to play here in our first period of play. Sorry, the goal's going to go to Braden Kavambi with the goal. I'm gonna have to find out on that pronunciation of that name. Right. So Moorhead gets that early goal here.
We'll have to see if Crookston can answer.
Crookston sending it back in on net. There's a chance for Mason Reitmeyer. And shot down below, had a chance in front. Shot and a goal! Crookston has answered back here to tie this up at one apiece. And we are going to get the goal coming out here as number 2. Yeah, I'm not sure if 12 got that goal or 22. So we'll have to try to pick up the announcement here from our PA announcer. But yeah, back and forth game, 1-1 early in this game. Moorhead moving it back in with Chandler. Chandler trying to control. Chandler in the corner now. Chandler now goes back over to Bangi. And now Crookston moving it back out as Maruska. And Maruska tips it back into the Moorhead end. Picking it up now is Evanstad. Evanstad sending it back in. Evanstad picks it up and now sent back out by Crookston. Now it's touch at center by Finn Paulson. Paulson moving it over as Moorhead moves it up. Evanstad shot on goal and a big save there by Brady Chandler. Good chance for Moorhead there. So Mason Rittmeyer getting the goal for Crookston to tie it up here at 1 apiece. And now Moorhead keeping it in here, sends it along the boards. And tipped out now by Crookston. Moorhead controls it and sends it back in with Schumann. Sends it back in, but this is an offside. Is the call. 11:50 to go here in our first period. Moorhead 1 and Crookston 1. Thanks for joining our live coverage here in Up North Hockey. Michael Galley and Randy Catron bringing you all the action here from the tournament tonight. And we'll be continuing coverage tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. bright and early from Miners Memorial Building Complex. Schumann trying to move it out and moving ahead as to Cutter. Cutter going across ice, trying to get over to Carey. Now Crookston sends it back the other way. Now it's picked up by Cutter behind the net. And now Moorhead trying to move it out as Crookston holds it in back on the point. Ashlyn Bailey sending it back in here for Crookston, back in along the boards. Maruska moving it out front. And Moorhead turns it back the other way with Campbell. I'm sorry, that was Kavambi moving it out here for Moorhead. Huh? Thank you. And a shot right in front. Crookston with a goal, and we'll get the official goal there. That was, I can't see the number. Kid right in the middle of the ice here. That is number 3, I believe, with the goal.
That is 2 unanswered goals now early here on.
Yeah, Jay
Crookston.
Reese. Jay Reese with the goal here for Crookston. All right, and now it is picked up by Moorhead, and they'll move it around as dumped out by Braden Kwame. That's how you say his name. Thanks for the fan or parent that came over to give us the correct pronunciation on that goal. We appreciate that. So back behind the net is Stefan moving around over to Kwame. Now comes out to center, trying to come out to center ice. Moorhead, John Owen. And now it's picked up by Crookston. Back to Owen now. Now it's controlled by Crookston Bailey. Ashlyn Bailey trying to send it in back here for Crookston. Now it's moved out here by Moorhead. Stefan sending it ahead. Stefan's going to retreat back in his own end of the ice here. 9:47 to go here in the first period of play. Crookston with the 2-1 lead over Moorhead. Back over in is Finn Paulson trying to move it out here. Held in by Crookston Maruska. Maruska in there. And now bringing it out is Paulson. Paulson dumps it the length of the ice and doesn't get all the way through. And now it's picked up by Bangi. Had a chance, and Crookston comes back the other way. Moving it back in is Maruska. Maruska along the boards here. Maruska trying to send it cross ice and dump back in, but Moorhead picks it up here with Paulson moving it out. Paulson moves it to Evanstead. Evanstead shot right on, and goaltender Brady Chandler is going to hold on for the save.
I have to say this is a pretty back and forth hockey game so far.
And little tip out front. Had a chance for Moorhead there in front was Avery Cutter. And now moved back in by Crookston Akis. Akis in the corner. Trying to play it out was Carlson. Back behind the net. Crookston trying to get control, and we're going to get our first power play of the game going to Crookston. Right out front. Shot from Grant Funk. But the Moorhead number 33 Hudson Ferry with the save. So Crookston getting the first power play of the game. Moorhead in front, and now it's picked up. Move back in the corner. Murray Becker leg. Trying to move it out here for Moorhead. And it's going to be Ashlyn Bailey picking it up. Bailey moving it across ice, trying to get over to Gavin Akis. And Akis is going to go in that corner. Crookston on the power play for the next minute and 26 seconds. Going back to Bailey. Back to Akis now in the corner. Back to Bailey. Bailey is sending it towards the front of the net as Moorhead will move it out with Becker leg. Trying to play it ahead to Campbell. Now back in. Crookston comes back with Ecker. Ecker with a drive on goal. And save. And Moorhead will fire it out here. Goalie keeps it in play. Crookston moving it back in. Quickly back in, and Maruska skating back in. Backhanded back in by Ecker. Moorhead at center ice as it's played now by Fisher sending it back in. Now it's picked up by Hatara. Back over on the other side. Fisher controls, and we get a whistle stoppage play. 32 seconds left on the power play for Crookston. 7:02 left here in our first period of play. Crookston with a 2-1 lead. Dumping out here, Moorhead, and Crookston moves it back in their own end of the ice is Clausen. Clausen plays it over on the other side over to Maruska, and it comes out to center, tipped back in by Kwame. Now moving out, Fisher moves it back in. Fisher's shot just goes wide of the net. Crookston trying to get something set up on this power play, and it's moved out by Steffen out to center ice, and now it's turned back the other way with Hamry. Hamry moving it back in here. Trying to make a play as it's picked up by Hatari, and now it's picked up in the corner by Rettmeyer. Now Moorhead moves it out with Gast, and penalty is coming up against Crookston, so that will give Crookston their first power play of the game. Or I'm sorry, Moorhead will get their first power play of the game here, as each teams have had one penalty in this first period. Dumped out Carlson. It's picked up now by Gast. Gas going around. Gas leaves it back to Cutter. Now back to the point. Fired in wide of the net by Paulson. Carlson sends it over to Gast over on the other side. Gast shot right on. Rebound out front. Crookston picks it up with Clausen in front, and we get another penalty coming up here with 5:35 to go. Holding penalty. And that's on Moorhead. So 4-on-4, Michael.
It will be 4-on-4.
That'll open up some extra ice out there. For the next minute and 27 seconds, it will be 4-on-4. Over on the other side, Crookston sending it out and dump back in. Back in there to get it behind the net is Carlson. Carlson trying to move it ahead to Cutter, and Crookston keeps in. Shot right on by Ryan Clausen. Nice chance and a big save there by Hudson Ferry. Back over on the other side. Moorhead picks it up with Campbell. Campbell working it back over to Kwame. And now this is Kwame at center ice. Kwame moving it back in. Shot on wide of the net. But that was going to come back anyway as it was an offside on the play. Dump back in here by Kwame. Now it's picked up by Crookston. Trying to move it out there as coming out with Akis. Akis bringing it back in here. Akis along the boards, holds up on it and keeps it along the half wall, but Moorhead turns it back the other way. Moving back in is Beckerleg. Beckerleg with it. Beckerleg, little backhander over on front for Campbell. And now Crookston will pick it up here as Hamry sends it back into the Moorhead end. Out Schumann. Schumann sending across ice, trying to get over to Beckerleg. Beckerleg picks it up. Sends it back over on the other side to Kwame. And now Crookston moving it back. Sent out by Hamry. Sent back into the Moorhead end. Well, it's Maruska with a tip in front by Jay Reese. And a big save there by Hudson Ferry.
It was a very nice save. Looked like they had a lot of traffic in front of the net there.
Good chance for Crookston there, but Hudson Ferry shut that down. 3:51 to go here in our first period of play. Crookston 2 and Moorhead 1. Moving out, that was sent out by Cutter, but this is going to be an icing here. So close battle between these two teams here, 2-1, late in the first period. Crookston with the lead. Dumped around the boards, held in by Ecker. Back on the point, Hamry sends it back in, shot on, and Ferry, another save for the Spuds. Tip back out by Moorhead. Moving it out was Evanstead. Evanstead trying to get to that puck, and Chandler trying to hold it in. Crookston sends it back out. Now it's picked up by Bangy. Bangy with a little backhander towards the net, and goaltender Brady Chandler He's going to hold on to that one for a faceoff. Angie trying to knock that one in the corner. Maruska, now it's picked up by Crookston and moved out by Ecker. Ecker moving it up to Maruska. Maruska back in. His shot just goes wide of the net. He had Rittmeyer with him as well. Back in the corner, tip back in the corner by Evanstead. And there's a shot just wide of the net. Now back the other way is Chandler trying to send it out as it's dumped back in, but out of play. And face-off will be at center ice here.
This has been a very back-and-forth period of hockey. They're both neck and neck here.
Yeah, good matchup between Moorhead and Crookston here. Back in the other side, Akis working in the corner, and now it's dumped out by Carlson. Doesn't get it all the way out, and shot gets sent in by Hansen. Ferry kicks it in the corner, and Cutter trying to move it out here for the Spuds. Loose puck picked up by Crookston, and now it's turned over as Gast moves it ahead. Moving in is Carey. Carey with some speed ends up in the corner here. Carey moving around, has Gast in front. Carey trying to move it out from back of the net here. Picked up by Gast. No. Gast moving around. Gast trying to keep it in that corner as Crookston will move it around with Clausen. Now it's held in by Paulson. Paulson's shot goes into the corner. Well, the Pirates will move it out with Akis sending it back in here. Collision, and Moorhead picks it up as Carlson sends it ahead. Now it's brought back in by Kwame, and Kwame trying to touch it as it's picked up by Fisher now. Fisher dumps it out here for Crookston. Back is Beckerlig sending it back in. Now it's picked up by Campbell. Campbell going back as Crookston will try to backhand it out. Beckerlig sends it into the corner along the half wall here. And Kwame down low had a chance and break backhand shot. Schumann picks up that rebounds and shot just goes wide of the net from Beckerlig. Moorhead putting on some pressure here with less than a minute to go here the first period of play. Back the other way comes Crookston Rittmeyer, but turned over here. Campbell back in here. Campbell skating back in as Owen was breaking in late. And Crookston will bring it out to center ice with Rittmeyer. Rittmeyer sending it back in. But in offside. 33 seconds left in our first period of play. Crookston 2 and Moorhead 1. And now this is moved back by Moorhead. Evanstead dumping it back in with 25 seconds to play. In our first period, Bailey loses an edge and back behind the net. Crookston will move it out. Trying to move it out here. Backhands it back over to Bailey. Bailey sending it out. Nice tip play. Akis comes out with it now. Akis moving it in. 3 seconds left, and shot. Funk trying to get that last shot of the period in. Not able to, so after the end of one period of play, Crookston with a 2-1 lead. Crookston got that Crookston with 2 goals. Moorhead scored first with Braden Kwame with the first goal of the game. And then Crookston adds a goal, the first goal of the game, coming to number 22, Mason Rittmeyer, and number 3, Jay Reese, got the second goal for Crookston. I believe that's who the 2 goals were for there. So 2-1, our score. Crookston over Moorhead after one period of play. We'll just take a couple-minute break here and be back here for second period action coming up. All right, we're ready for second period action. Marie, I'll answer your question just in a minute here. Sending in a question, certainly send us and watch it where you're watching from. We'd like to give you a shout out during our broadcasts as well. That's something that we like to do here at Up North Hockey. As down low is picked up by Moorhead. Cutter sends it back to the point to Carlson. Shot in front and a save by Brady Chandler. And Marie, to answer your question, yes, we are streaming the games tomorrow. We will have coverage of all the games here tomorrow from the Virginia Miners Memorial Building.
You'll be here bright and early at 8 in the morning.
Yeah, 8 a.m. And our last game tomorrow is at 8:40 or 8:30 tomorrow night. So it's going to be a long day here. If I have a voice left, I'll be able to bring that last game for you. Sent back in. Schumann sending it back in. And whistle. Stoppage play on the icing. And you'll be with me for those last two games of the day tomorrow. So
Yes, I will.
And it's picked up by Crookston, and they'll try to dump it back in as it's played out by Schumann. And now it's picked up by Crookston, moving it back in as Clausen. Clausen sends it back in here. Now it's Moorhead. Moving it out, bringing it out is Kwame. Kwame to center ice as Crookston will dump it back in, but picked up now by Akis. Akis moving it back in. Now Moorhead sending it out with Owen. And Crookston will move it back in as Clausen sends it back in here in the corner. Now Crookston picking it up is Hansen. Now Kwame trying to move it out. Now it's picked up by the Spuds. Schumann sends it out and dump back in and out of play. 13:23 to go here in the second period of play. Crookston 2 and Moorhead 1. Michael Frisch watching from Grand Forks, and Marie M watching from East Grand Forks. So that's cool. Got a couple North Dakota and Minnesota border. East Grand Forks is in Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason why I said that because when East Grand Forks was in the state tournament, there was somebody at the state tournament had said to Tyler Palmosino, the head coach of East Grand Forks, the Green Wave, saying that East Grand Forks is in North Dakota. Why are you playing in the Minnesota State Tournament? Well, it is in Minnesota. So it was kind of funny. Tyler talked about it during the interview in the championship game, and it was just funny how he said it. Somebody trying to say that it was in North Dakota. So moving it ahead, Moorhead at center ice, and Crookston will move it back in with number 11. That's Maruska sending it back in. Moorhead picks it up here now with back in the corner, Hatari trying to get control of it here. And now Moorhead moving it out with Cutter. Now sent it ahead to Evanstad. Now it's picked up by Hatari, moving it back in here. Hatari moving it down low, and a chance. 16 over on the corner. Cutter. Nice chance for Moorhead there.
That was an absolutely beautiful play.
Trying to tie this game up here at 2 apiece. And Bailey sends it back out here for Crookston. And this is an icing coming up here with 11:51 to go here in the second period. Thanks for joining us here on Up North Hockey for live coverage of the 2021 Minnesota Hockey Peewee Regional in Virginia, Minnesota. Sent back in. Gass sending it back in here, and now Crookston picks it up, and now it's Fired out here by the Pirates. Now Paulson picks it up behind the net. Paulson's going to skate it through center and go coast to coast here. Paulson, little backhander tipped. And held in by Reese. That was gassed over on the other side as Crookston moving it back out here. Shot on goal, and Hudson Ferry's going to hold on to that one. Campbell winning that draw back to Becker leg. Now it's back in, moved by Ecker. Now Crookston and along the half wall, battling out. And a shot sent on. Nice shot from the point back by Ryan Clausen. Now it's shot just wide of the net. Crookston coming back with some chances here of their own. Now it's held in by Maruska in the corner. Maruska with it. Maruska shot right on. And a save by Hudson Ferry. Both goalies have made some big saves here in this first period and 5 minutes and some change here.
Yeah, both teams are getting quite a few shots, and the goaltenders are performing pretty well.
And now Bailey. Bailey with a shot. Nice little wrister from Bailey sent in. Back to Chandler. That was Maruska, I'm sorry, is front. And Maruska picks it up. Shot right on. Rebound out front. Moorhead able to come out with it, but there is a penalty coming up here against the Spuds. So Crookston going back to the power play.
Situations like that, it's easy to get tied up in front of the net and accidentally snag a guy with your stick.
Yeah, it can happen really quickly. Bailey back on the point. Bailey sends a shot in and it's picked up now by Moorhead. Cutter moves it out. Now it's picked up by Kwame. Kwame moving it back in. Kwame goes over the top of the net and Crookston is going to get a penalty here. So back on 4-on-4 here, Michael.
Another 4-on-4 matchup.
For the next minute 48 seconds, that's when the Moorhead penalty will expire.
Should open the ice up a bit.
2-1 our score. Crookston over Moorhead in the second period. 10:04 to go here. In the finale here at the Bree Kupaletti Arena. As next year they will be in a brand new arena here. Sent in, shot right on. Nice chance for number 18, Stefan. Loose puck in front, and Moorhead can't get another chance. Good job by Brady Chandler to cover that one up.
Both goalies tonight are having very good games.
Certainly have made some key saves in this first almost period and a half now. Got 9:42 to go here in the second period of play. Tipped at Ecker, and now it's picked up by Ecker. Now controlled by Owen, and now Moorhead tries to tip it at center as get exchanging between the two players. Bangy picks it up, and we get an offside as the call. Sent back in by Moorhead, and it's picked up by Crookston now. Maruska. Maruska moving it back out here. Maruska sends it back in the corner. He'll pick up that puck. Maruska behind the net. And now it's Hartari will come out with it for the Spuds. Hartari sends it up to Bangy. And now it's at center as Crookston will send it, or Moorhead sends it back in. They tip it back in. And it's picked up by Stefan. Stefan moves it back out as Moorhead's coming out with Bangy. Loses the puck as Rettmeyer will touch it, and we get a whistle. Offside is the call. So 2-1 Crookston over Moorhead in the second period. 8:36 to play. Got a tight battle between these two teams here. Got a lot of players watching from different teams. Tate Swanson sending in a message from Hibbing Chisholm. We had some other players staying over at the Holiday Inn here in Mountain Iron, messaging in as well. So nice to see those players watching the game as well here, Mike. Back in the corner as Fisher. Now Moorhead will move it back out here. And now picked up as out to center. Crookston will dump it back in with Reese. And now it's picked up by Paulson. Paulson moving it ahead out to center ice. Now Crookston moves it back in with Hartari. Shot on, Maruska in front. Nice chance for Maruska and a big save for Hudson Ferry. Two to 1 Crookston over Moorhead. 7:32 to play here in the second period of play. Back and forth battle between the Spuds and the Pirates. Bailey will send it back in. Ecker back in the corner. Now it's moved out here by Schumann. Schumann moving it ahead to Kwame. Kwame trying to make a play. Kwame picks this up now. Kwame in the corner, and Crookston will move it back out here. Back up at Maruska. Maruska hand, little backhander. Tip just wide of the net by Ecker. Nice chance. Nice play between Maruska and Ecker for the Pirates here. Moving it out is Campbell. Moves it out as Bailey's going to retreat back in her own end of the ice. Bailey tips it ahead to Rettmeyer. And now Moorhead picks it up back in the corner. Now it's controlled by Rettmeyer. Rettmeyer sends it through, trying to get it out to center ice. As the Spuds will send it back in with Chandler. Now it's Owen. Send it back here is picked up by Reese. Now a little tip in front, trying to get it over to Bangy. And Crookston will send it out. This is going to be an icing with 6:06 to play here. The second period of play. Crookston 2, Moorhead 1. Thanks for joining our live coverage here on Up North Hockey. Mike Galley and Randy Catron bringing you all the action in our last quarterfinal game of the day. Back over Hansen gets it out here and sent back in by, can't see the number of the Crookston player there. His jersey was turned back in by Jay Reese. Now Reese picks this up. Reese to the front of the net. Shot over the top of the net. Reese had a chance. Reese wheeling around. Back. Nice pass in front to Hansen. Crookston put some pressure on here. 5:30 to go. And now Moorhead moving it out with Hatari.
Those two very good chances back to back right there.
Back over Evanstad. Picking it up as Crookston will send out as Hatari picks it up. Hatari goes over to Gast. Yes, now it's taken away by Crookston and moved back in by Hansen. Easton Hansen sending it in here for Crookston. Now it's Steffen behind the net. Steffen coming out here, out to center ice. Now it's tip and moved back in by Evanstead. Sends it back into the Pirates' end. Bailey now back behind her own net. And now moving around is Gas. Gas trying to get plays. Shot! Goal! No. Initially it didn't go in. Shot was placed in there by Kale Carey. And rebound out front. Put away by Avery Cutter. This ties this game up here at 2 apiece. So back and forth action. And now we're up tied at 2 apiece. Crookston back the other way. Nice chance right on by Grayson Ecker. Ecker in the corner.
This has been a very back and forth game right from the start, Randy.
Ecker out front and shot down low. Didn't see where that one was going to end up. Mason Rittmeyer with the last shot on goal there, but a big save by Hudson Ferry there.
Both goalies have had quite a few big saves tonight.
Yeah, it certainly has been a back and forth game. But now we got a good one. We got 2-2 is our score. 4:10 to go here in our second period of play. And moving out with Kwame back in this. Now it's picked up by Hamry. We're going to get another penalty coming up here against Crookston. So Moorhead going back to the power play. .359 to go here, second period of play. Moorhead and Crookston all square at 2 apiece. In our last quarterfinal game of the day here in Virginia. Moving it back in, tipped back in the corner by Gast. Crookston will move it out up to Akis. Akis moving it back in here. Akis falls down on the play as Moorhead will move it out with Owen. Owen trying to go over to Kwame. Now it's backhanded by Hansen. Comes out to center and picked up now by Campbell. Campbell moving it back in and tipped by Owen. Now it's moved back in here by Owen. Moving it back in here for the Spuds. Owen in the corner behind the net. Owen had Kwame out front as well. And I'll race for it. Moorhead's going to pick it up with Kwame. And now it's taken away by the Pirates. Moving it back in. Shot right on by Ecker. Hit the side of the net. And now it comes back out and held back in by Clausen. Now Moorhead moving it back in with Campbell. Campbell back over to Evanstad. Evanstad shot goes into the corner. Evanstad out front as a shot came in from the corner, and Brady Chandler holds on to that one. Held in by the Spuds back in by Chandler along the boards. Chandler going back on the point over to Cutter. Cutter's shot and another shot coming in. Just clings off the goal pipe there by Hatari. What a wrister sent in there. Goalie's best friend, Mike. That pipe, right?
Oh, it can be, but they tell me sometimes it's their worst enemy
right.
as well.
It can be, yeah. It can bounce off the pipe and go into the net. But Hatari moving it back in. Hatari now trying to make a play. Hatari moves in. And now Hatari gets that puck back out front. Had a chance for Evanstad out front as well. Back in the corners, Chandler tips it back in. And Grayson Ecker moves it out here for Crookston. Coming up on a minute to play here in our second period of play. And now touched by Fisher. Now Fisher picks it up and going over to Clausen. Clausen behind the net. Clausen moves it up to Grant Funk. Comes out to center. Tipped back in by the Spuds. Moving it back in is Gast. Gast now picks it up at center ice. Gast moving it back in. Trying to get some separation. Gast with a shot on. Nice save for Brady Chandler. And now we've got less than a minute to go here in our second period of play. And it comes out. Crookston will send it out, but this is going to be an icing on the play with 45 seconds to go here in our second period of play. Moorhead 2, Crookston 2. Well, it's going to set up for a good third period here, Mike.
2-2 game. That's screams good third period action.
And back behind the net, Bailey sends it over on the other side, and it's moved out now by shot on by number 11, Moroska. Face-off is going to be inside the Moorhead end. Little tip in front. Loose puck. Nice chance for number 22 in front there was Mason Rettmeyer. He's had some opportunities in this game as well. So face-off coming back here in the Spuds end. And now it's held in by Hamry. Hamry trying to send it towards the front of the net. And Moorhead Hamry gets control of it. Hamry back out with it. Now it's coming out here as touched at center. Now Moorhead moving it back in. Shot. Number 13 was in there, Campbell. That's going to do it here for period number 2. So one goal in that second period of play scored by the Moorhead Spuds, number 16, Avery Cutter. And after 2 periods of play at the Miners Memorial Building, it is 2-2 between Moorhead and Crookston. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun third period coming up here, Mike.
It should be a fun third period. The game so far has been very back and forth. Both goalies made quite a few pretty good saves.
Some good opportunities on both sides, and we'll be back for third period action coming up here in Virginia. You're watching the 2021 North Region Peewee A tournament presented by Minnesota Hockey. We'll be back for third period action coming up next here on Up North Hockey.
The Rick Sports Grill in Eveleth offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rick Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 10-foot projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick also offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. That's the Rick Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Evelyn. Check them out today. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake.
And welcome back to Virginia. This is the 2021 Minnesota Hockey Peewee A North Regional Tournament here in Virginia at the Bree Kupaleti Arena. Both teams back out on the ice. 2-2 is our score, so we got a fun third period coming up here. And maybe we'll have some potential of bonus hockey here tonight as well.
Yeah, with a tie game of 2-2 in the third, with it being so back and forth, who knows if anybody's going to score. We could have some overtime here tonight.
So just recapping our games earlier today. Our first quarterfinal game of the day between East Grand Forks and Eveleth Gilbert Mesabi East. East Grand Forks gets the 8-2 victory. They move on to the semifinals tomorrow here at 12 o'clock. Alexandria gets the 6-4 win over Greenway. And they'll play East Grand Forks at 12 o'clock. And then at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, bright and early, we'll be back here at the Miners Memorial Building at 8 a.m. Game between Eveleth Gilbert, Mesabi East, and Greenway. Hibbing Chisholm got the 12-4 victory over Warroad. And they will play the winner at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Warroad will play the loser of this game. Again, all those games are being live streamed here on Up North Hockey. So ready to get underway here in the third period of play as Crookston moves it back in. Held back in here by Crookston. Moorhead will try to move it out as it is Maruska back in the corner. And it comes back out here as Moorhead moves it back in with Owen. Owen trying to go across ice. Owen with another chance. Shot on, little tip in front. And held in there as Brady Chandler with the save, but a penalty coming up here against Crookston. Moorhead going back to the power play again here, Michael.
See if they can make something happen. Break the tie.
Back in the corner as it's picked up by Hamry. Hamry sends it over on the other side to Bailey. Bailey moving it out, but held back in with Hatari. Shot on goal and a save by Brady Chandler. Picked up and sent back in here by Chandler. Now held in Hartari, but in offside here.
That defenseman was just a half second closer to the puck. We would have kept that in.
And now it's back over on the other side as my cord is tangled up here. Sorry about that. Hatari moving it ahead. Hartari crosses the blue line. Hartari skates in, tries to make a play last minute there, and picked up as Hamry moves it back out here for Crookston, but held in by Chandler. Now it's picked up by Hamry. Hamry sending it back into the Moorhead end. Picked up by Gast. 55 seconds to go here on the Moorhead power play. Gast sends it in front. Loose puck out front. Gast is going to get another chance. Right in front was Eric Carey as well. Shot by Carey. Cale Carey had a chance there for the Spuds.
It's the first couple of chances of the power play they've had.
And now it's picked up here by the Spuds at center ice and moved back in by Carlson. Now moved in with Cutter. Cutter moving in. Cutter to the front of that shot. Goal! Moorhead's got the power play goal to put them up 3-2. So goal for Avery Cutter, his second of the game.
Moorhead once again gains the lead.
And a power play goal. So 3-2 now. We'll see what happens next. Moorhead, Campbell moving in. Campbell behind the net. Little backhand pass in front. And now Crookston able to clear it out. Sent back. Ferry sends it back out to center. Tipped by Owen. And this is going to be an icing. That was on the wrong side of center. Moorhead sending it around as trying to tip it out with Chandler. Chandler picks it up and brings it back in here. Dalton Chandler, and now Dalton Chandler gets that puck back. No, Crookston picks it up with Reese. Reese sending it up to Akis. Akis trying to make a move back in here. Akis sends a shot just wide of the net. Bailey keeps it in here for Crookston. Backhanded back in the corner by Akis. Now comes back on the point to Hamry. Hamry sends a shot towards the front of the net. And Moorhead Schumann will send it up. Held in by Bailey. Bailey with a shot on. Nice chance for Bailey there. As it is moved up by Reese now. Or I'm sorry, that's Gas. Gas moving it back in here. Gas behind the net. Got Cutter out front of the net. Gas going back as it comes back out to center to Schumann. Schumann sending it back to Carey, and now Crookston trying to turn it back the other way. Picked up by Cutter. Avery Cutter moving it back in. Cutter's shot just goes wide of the net. Back over to Gast over on the other side. Crookston trying to pick it up here as it's going to be brought out now by Ecker. Grayson Ecker, and now it's picked up by Connor Maruska. Maruska along the boards. Maruska with a shot goes wide of the net. Picked up over by Fisher. Now getting control is Avery Cutter. Cutter, dangerous play in front. Picked up by Crookston. Shot just over the top of the net from Garrett Fisher. And held back in by Ron Kleisen. Down low, right out front is Mason Rettmeyer. Couple saves for Hudson Ferry there for the Spuds. Well, it's Ecker. Ecker moving it back in. Ecker with a shot on. And Ferry with a quick save because Jay Reese was breaking in there for that rebound, Michael.
Yeah, Crookston does not seem to be giving up. Still battling.
Yeah, battling hard in this game. Moorhead 3 and Crookston 2. 10:03 to left in regulation time here in our third period of play.
Still plenty of time left for Crookston to tie it up.
Moving back out with Kwame moving it back in here as it's picked up now by Owen. Owen along the half wall. Now it's picked up by Jay Reese. Comes out to center as Akis moving it back in. Akis trying to make a play. Loses the puck and it's picked up by Paulson. Paulson moving around and get it over to Owen. Comes out to center ice, moved in back. Campbell. Campbell with a shot. Blocker save by Chandler. Behind the net now. Crookston back the other way. Akis touches it, but it is in offside.
Still 3-2 Moorhead, huh?
Yep, 3-2 Moorhead. 9:11 to play here. Sent back Moorhead at center. Kwame sending it back in, and it's picked up by Crookston. Dumped out. Crookston brings it out to center, moving as Maruska. Maruska loses the puck, and it's picked up now by Moorhead. Dalton Chandler turns it back the other way. Chandler with the shot, gets blocked down Bailey. Nice block on the play. Chandler gets another chance in front of the net, as it's going to be a chance now here. Mason Rettmeyer. No, I'm sorry. Ecker shot. Ecker had a chance breaking in.
Looks like that hit the wrong side of the net.
Yeah, just close opportunity for Crookston there. And Moorhead gassed, gets it out to center. Now it's moved back in here by Hamry, trying to get it back in for Maruska. Maruska in front. Now it's a little backhander out front by Ecker. Back in the corner. Connor Maruska. And now Moorhead will come back out with it. Picking up is Avery Cutter. Cutter moving it back in. Crookston will send out as Tyler Gass sends it in. Rebound out front. Crookston able to get it out of there, out of the front of the net area. And comes out to center ice. Gavin Akis moving it back in. Akis trying to get around the D, and he gets hauled on the play. Crookston's going to the power play with 7:34 to play here in the regulation time. Moorhead 3, Crookston 2. So golden opportunity here, Michael, for Crookston to tie this game up.
Hopefully their power play can generate some shots, and who knows? Both goalies have played phenomenal games tonight.
Yeah, both goalies making big saves. Brady Chandler for Crookston and Hudson Ferry for the Spuds. Ferry's going to hold on to that one as
bit of a collision out in the crease there.
back to the point. Shot sent on. Right out front. Jay Reese had a chance.
That was a beautiful chance.
Tate Hamry sending that shot in from the point. And Jay Reese had a chance to be the hero and tie this game up here at 3 apiece. Back in, Jay Reese had a chance again, and loose puck in front. Gavin Akis trying to get control, sent in by Bailey. Now this is Reese behind the net. Reese trying to work it out front. Loose puck in front, shot from Gavin Akis, and a big save by Ferry there. Well, Moorhead sends it back out.
Crookston's power play is generating a lot of good chances, but both goalies are very on tonight.
Moving in, Akis moving it back in here for the Pirates. Akis with the shot on, and Hudson Ferry is going to hold on to this one for a big save here for the Spuds. Winner of this game plays Hibbing Chisholm tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And that game going to be live streamed as well. Shot on! Nice chance by Connor Maruska. Maruska picks it up, and Maruska puts another shot in there. And Hudson Ferry, another save for the Spuds.
Just over a minute into the power play, and Crookston has generated a lot of chances.
Crookston, certainly they want to get a goal here and tie this game up at 3 apiece. Shot in by Grayson Ecker, and another save for Ferry. 54 seconds left on that power play for Crookston.
Like you said earlier, this is a golden opportunity to tie the game up.
Back to the point. Back to Clausen, and front had a chance for Connor Maruska. Just couldn't get to it. Sent back in. Clausen sends it back into corner. Maruska behind the net. Maruska working out to centering pass. Maruska hit another chance on that rebound. Also out front was Grayson Ecker. Crookston gets some chances. Ecker sent it to Maruska and a big save there. No, behind the net. Didn't hit the goalie there. Bailey over on the other side. Bailey holds it in here. Bailey keeps it in here for Crookston. Key play as the back is Rettmeyer along the boards. And now with his front shot from Connor Maruska. Loose puck in front, but Hudson Ferry has got this one. 8 seconds left on the power play for Crookston. All kinds of chances, Michael, on this power play.
All sorts of shots, very good chances, but just can't get it by Ferry.
8 seconds left on the power play for our Crookston. 5:42 left here in our third period of play. Regulation time. Moorhead 3 and Crookston 2. Sent around back the net. Carlson. Crookston will keep this in. As trying to get to it was Akis. Now it's fired towards the front of the net. Loose puck in front. Akis was breaking for that. And Moorhead able to clear it out, but back into the Spuds end. And now here's a breakaway coming in here for Cutter. Cutter moving in. He gets hauled down on the play. And Moorhead will be going to the power play. So not what Crookston wanted to do here to
No, this
the
was
power penalty kill. No.
This was not what Crookston needed. Already down a goal, only 5:12 left in the game, and now you're shorthanded.
So now it swings back the other way with a big opportunity here for the Spuds. On the power play, Bailey picks this up now. Bailey knocks around the boards and moving it out here is Connor Maruska. Maruska with some speed back in to the Moorhead end. And Kwame moves it back out to center ice. And dumped back in here by Grayson Ecker. Now it's picked up by Finn Paulson around the net. Paulson moves it back in here. Paulson skating around, shoots it into the corner, and it's picked up by Braden Kwame. Kwame behind the net. Kwame with a shot, doesn't get through traffic. And now it's picked up by Maruska, trying to move it out here. Bailey is going to try to get to it, and we're going to get a penalty on the Spuds. It's going to be 4-on-4.
Again.
For the next minute and 1 second. Minute and 1:01, sorry. Injured Crookston player down on the ice. Hopefully.
We've had quite a few 4-on-4s this game.
Yeah, we have. We have had, I don't know, there's been 3 or 4 different times that we've had 4-on-4 hockey, I think. At least 3 times here. So, Ashlyn Bailey coming off the ice here for Crookston. Hopefully she's going to be okay. So, yeah, they're going to get the athletic trainer over to look at Ashlyn Bailey. So, yeah, hopefully Ashlyn's going to be okay here for the rest of the tournament. Got 4:13 left here in the third period of play in regulation time between Moorhead and Crookston.
As you said earlier, we'll have 4-on-4 for a minute and 1 second. And then Crookston will get a power play. They definitely need a power play right now.
Yeah, they need to get a power play. They need to get a power play goal. That's what they're looking to capitalize here. 4:13 left here in regulation time. Moorhead 3 and Crookston 2.
Last power play, they generated all sorts of chances, but they just couldn't bury.
Yeah, goaltender Hudson Ferry making some big saves here for the Moorhead Spuds. Well, our camera
Rookie.
Camera rookie.
Camera rookie.
Well, okay, we'll go with that. Our camera rookie. And also color commentary tonight, Michael Galley. And
It's a pleasure to be here.
nice to have you here with us tonight, Captain Michael Galley.
Oh,
Michael got his FAA pilot's license at the age of 17 years old. He had a chance to fly with you last spring. That was a lot of fun, Michael.
It was a
And,
lot of fun.
Looking to fly again here before I move to southern climates into Atlanta.
I'm sure you're going to enjoy the weather, but you will be missed here.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to be not part of Minnesota hockey. That it's been with me for most of my life. I mean, since I was born in Minnesota, so I've been here. I'm going to be 50 years old on March 25th, and lots of years being around Minnesota hockey, and I'm certainly going to miss it. So, but it was a pleasure to fly with you, and
It was a pleasure taking you up, and when I'm able to get back up in the air, we will definitely go again before you leave here.
yeah, we had a chance to fly over the Hibbing Memorial Arena on the way up to Side Lake, Minnesota, if you know where that is, and Perch Lake, Minnesota, along the chain of lakes. It was just a beautiful night to fly, and just an honor to fly with you, Michael, that night. And what a cool honor to have your pilot's license at the age of 17. And,
I'm very fortunate to be able to do it.
Michael will be heading to the University of North Dakota, and he'll be studying aviation there. So good luck to you next year in your future endeavors here.
Well, thank you.
And the Spuds will move it back out with Evanstad. Evanstad moving it back in here. Evanstad moving it around behind the net. Leaves it out front for Bangy. Had a chance just wide of the net. Now Evanstad's going to pick this up here. Evanstad going back to the point to Schumann. Schumann back to Evanstad. Evanstad over to Bangy. Bangy with a drive on Evanstad. Rebound. Big save for Brady Chandler to keep this a one-goal game. (3-2). 3:19 to go. Moorhead leads Crookston in regulation time. 7 seconds left on the Crookston penalty, and then Crookston will be on the power play. Crookston moving it back, and had a chance with Fisher, now back the other way. Moorhead comes in with Cutter. Cutter with a shot just over the top of the net. Held in, shot wide of the net from Finn Paulson. Moorhead keeps this in. 44 seconds now left on the power play for Crookston. They need to make something happen here. Is dumped back in, and Crookston moves it back out with Campbell. Moving back in is Chandler. Dalton Chandler sends it behind the net. It's picked up now by Grant Funk. Comes out to center ice. Same as Campbell. Moving it.
Power play expiring in 10 seconds.
Shot just on net by Grayson Ecker. Now it's picked up by Clausen. And now Moorhead will move it out with Tyler Gast. Gast coming through center. Gast in all alone. Gast shot over the top of the net. Crookston will get control of it. Gavin Akis moving it back out here now. 2:02 left. Akis moving in here for Crookston. Leaves it for Jay Reese. And whistle stoppage of play. Hudson Ferry with the save. And
He's had quite a few good saves tonight.
yeah, both goalies some big saves here. And we're going to get a timeout. Crookston's going to take a timeout here now with 1:49 to go here in our third period of play in regulation time. Well, this would be fun if Crookston ties it up here and forces overtime. I'd like to see overtime.
I wouldn't have an issue with that. I always would make it more interesting, that's for sure.
Like I said to when I was covering the game for Youth Hockey Hub back in the first time the Hermantown and Greenway met in the finals when it was a double overtime game that Hermantown eventually ended up winning. But I was covering the game for Youth Hockey that night. Youth Hockey Hub tweeting scores and updates, and I sent to Tony Scott, I sent him a message. I said, free hockey coming up, double, overtime, free hockey, right?
Yeah.
Well, so he says like, oh, so I don't have to pay you for this? No, I didn't mean that. I just meant free hockey, bonus hockey. So, or bonus coverage, but that was those were two fun finals between Hermantown, Hermantown and Greenway. Back-to-back years, double overtime. Hermantown gets the victory first, and then the next year it turns the other way, and Greenway gets the double overtime win against.
I remember I drove down to that game with a group of buddies of mine, and that was the biggest upset I've ever witnessed. That entire arena, the Amsoil, was just roaring.
Oh yeah, that was quite a night between Hermantown and Greenway, knocking off the longtime Section 7 champion and runner-up at the state Class A boys hockey tournament.
Not only did Greenway make it to state, but they did very well in state that year as well.
Yeah, got all the way to the state finals against St. Cloud Cathedral. As picked up as Moorhead will try to move it out, but it's picked up by Fisher. Extra attacker coming on here for Crookston, and Moorhead will move it back out. Shot gets blocked down, and Crookston's going to send it out here. But it's moved back in here by Dalton Chandler. Chandler puts it in the back of the net to make it 4-2. So Chandler gets the empty netter. Got a minute, 29 seconds to play. Clausen, and it's moved back in by Mason Retmeyer. Well, Retmeyer picks it up and sends it out here to Maruska. Shot on as Crookston's going to pull the goalie again, get the extra attacker out there. Shot on. There's a shot. Nice blocker save for Ferry as Grayson Ecker sends a shot in. Loose puck out front. Moorhead able to clear it out. Oliver Carlson, big part of that, clearing it out of the crease area as the goalie made the initial save. 49 seconds left as sent over the top of the net by Maruska. Now picked up by Fisher. Fisher over in the corner. Fisher going back to Clausen. Clausen shot. Gets blocked down. Clausen another chance out front. Tipped in by number 20, Grayson Ecker. 34.2 seconds left. So Ecker makes...
It's a good job by Crookston not giving up after that empty netter goal.
So Grayson Ecker makes this a 4-3 game for Moorhead now with 34.2 seconds left. We're not done yet. And now Moorhead sends it back into the Crookston end. Crookston's going to have to hurry now. Clausen picking it up here, defended on the play by Evanstead. And Moorhead's going to have a penalty too as well. With 17.7 seconds left. So Crookston's going to go to the power play.
17.7 seconds left, down by a goal, and Crookston's on the power play.
Well, they have to win this draw, and they have to get it down into the Spuds end quickly. And
Crookston's goalie's leaving the net.
Yeah, they're not going to waste any time. They're going to pull the goalie right now. So
it's all or nothing.
And tip back in here by Moorhead, by Carey. Now behind the net, 10 seconds to go here. Moving it up to center as Moorhead's going to pick it back up, and Hurtari moves it back in behind the net, and that's going to do it. Moorhead's going to move on to the regional semifinals with the 4-3 victory over Crookston. And Moorhead will now play Hibbing Chisholm tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Again, we'll have live coverage of all the games tomorrow as well here at Up North Hockey starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. And Crookston will continue play tomorrow afternoon here at the Miners Memorial Building. They'll play Warroad at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So don't forget, we have live coverage of all the games tomorrow here from the Miners Memorial Building. In the third period, wild third period, Moorhead gets a goal, his second of the game. That goal coming from, get back to my program here, or back to my roster, Avery Cutter with the goal. That was a power play goal for the Spuds. And then coming back, number 11, Dalton Chandler for Moorhead. And then late in that third period, Crookston gets a goal from Grayson Ecker to make it 4-3 final for Moorhead. Well, any final thoughts before we wrap up our day one of coverage here in Virginia?
Well, you got to give it to Crookston at the end there. They didn't give up. They kept battling. It was a very, very back and forth game. I think Moorhead slowly took over about the last half of the third period, but first two periods, it was a tie still.
Yeah, back and forth action. That was a fun one here tonight. So Moorhead moving on to the semifinals against Hibbing Chisholm tomorrow, and Crookston playing in the 2 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon here against Warroad. That's going to do it for day one of our coverage here at the Miners Memorial Building Complex. Final score here tonight, Moorhead 4, Crookston 3. For Michael Galley, I'm Randy Catron, saying good night, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning here in Virginia at 8 a.m. Good night, everyone.